Hi, I'm Lisa. First of all, I'm not a chef. I'm not even the world's greatest cook. I'm just an average home cook. But I've spent a lot of time in my kitchen over the years trying to learn new things and trying to improve my skills. So there are two practical reasons for me wanting to make cooking videos. First of all, I absolutely hate having my picture taken. And two, I'm not especially great with technology. So making cooking videos should help me get better with both. Now, where this all began was I had a lot of recipes. They had been given to me by my mom, by my grandma, by people that I knew. They were stuffed in envelopes, they were stuffed in drawers, in cookbooks. Well, during the lockdown, I got them out, got them organized, and turned them into a cookbook. So my goal here is to share my cookbook with you. So I can't promise I will go all the way through the appetizers through the soups because there's over 400 recipes and that could take some time. But I think I can commit to working my way through the appetizers. There's 15 of them. Most of them are just dips, so they're pretty easy. There's not a lot of actual cooking involved. So let's get acquainted and let's get started. The first recipe today is going to be artichoke jalapeno dip, and we'll get started. Okay, so let's begin with the artichokes. First of all, it counts for 14 ounces of artichoke hearts. Now these are artichoke hearts. They're both good brands, nothing wrong with either brand. These ones have the tops of the leaves, which I personally don't really like the texture in a dip. So I go for these guys. They're artichoke bottoms. So they're not marinated. They're not in a vinegary brine or a salty brine. They're just packed in water and salt. They're kind of a buttery texture. So as I say, I prefer the texture of these better, and we just cut them up a little bit. The recipe does call for using a food processor, but honestly, I don't have one. And I don't really want to spend a lot of money on a bunch of new equipment unless I really need it. So I cut them up. I do give them a little bit of a mash, just like you're gonna do mashed potatoes or banana bread. So give them a little smush. Okay, that should do it. And then next we need 2 jalapenos. Well, this is actually 1, but they were very large at the store this time, so I just went ahead and got 1. And next is a half a cup of Parmesan cheese, grated. And then we have a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. I'm trying to be prepared for you so you don't have to watch me scoop things out. Okay, so there's the mayonnaise. And next we have our seasonings. So there is half a teaspoon of salt. It calls for kosher salt. I didn't have kosher salt, so I know that canning or pickling salt is a good substitute. So we'll use that. Next is a 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper. And on the garlic, it suggests using a half a teaspoon of garlic salt. There is salt in the artichokes, there's salt in the mayo, there's salt in the cream cheese, there's salt in every part of it, and including the recipe itself. So I didn't think that we needed more salt in the garlic. So I use garlic, minced garlic, dried minced garlic. And I cut the amount in half because I have tested this recipe recently and all you could taste was garlic. So I cut the garlic in half. So I'm gonna smush this stuff together. And then I'm good at making messes. Good thing I'm eating this, not you. Okay, and then cream cheese. So it's 6 ounces of softened cream cheese. I set mine out a while ago, so it's had a chance to soften, and I did cut off the 2 ounces that I don't need. Let me get this open for you. There we go. Okay, so drop the cream cheese in there. I guess we're gonna use the utensil here. Okay. Get as much of it as we can. Back to the fork. I might end up using the spatula. And again, we just kind of smush it all together. And I'm still making a mess. Let's go to the bigger bowl. I was going to use it for the serving bowl, but I think we're needing it now. Okay, oops, I missed some. Don't want to waste it. The artichoke hearts are kind of spendy. Now the difference is between this one and this one is about $1.50 per can. These are more expensive, but again, I think for this application, it's a better choice. And I definitely don't like the marinated ones, the ones that are in the salty brine. It's too intense for this situation. Okay, that's pretty much it. Believe it or not, that's about all we need to do. Make it look kind of pretty there. It is big chunks, but I kind of like the big chunks of artichoke in there. Let's give it a little bit more. I'll use this guy. Just get it kind of mushed together. Now I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. It tastes better for sure if it has had a chance for the flavors to kind of meld and come together. So we're going to put this in the fridge. We'll let it sit for a couple of hours and then we'll be back. Okay, so we're back. So this has been in the refrigerator for a couple of hours. I put it into a clean dish. When I make a recipe for the first time, I try to stay true to the original recipe as they have printed it. After I have tried a recipe a time or two, I will deviate from the original recipe and add my own stuff if I feel, or change things out as I feel needed. So I did add about 1/4 cup of shredded cheddar cheese, and I did add half of a small can of sliced black olives. It just seemed to need a little something. So we'll go ahead and give this a try. Put it on a cracker. Okay, so there's the dip on the cracker. Give it a taste. The jalapenos give it, obviously, some heat, but it also gives a little bit of a crunch. I do like the addition of the cheese and the black olives. They have just an add little extra flavor to it, like extra texture too. And I do appreciate the fact that I cut my garlic in half, because you do taste the artichoke and not just the garlic. So I will try to include the actual ingredients, the list of ingredients and the preparation for the recipe in the comments below, but we'll see how far I get because this is my first attempt. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.